All right, my friends, let's just take a quick look at a vector database that I found that, has some pretty cool samples. So, and how does this work with Portworx? So, fairly simple. I built this into a Jupyter notebook so we could just run it from here. But you can see, you just need a Kubernetes cluster, Helm 3, Python, and Portworx Enterprise running, right? So, main thing in the values.yaml is you want to make sure that you have the storage class set to something that is Portworx. I mean, you can leave it blank and it will use a default. You just have to make sure you have a default set, which is not usually recommended. All right, so now we will import our pieces here. You may have to, I'll add a piece, you may have to install that Weaviate client to be able to do that. And we are going to run Helm here and see that this is up and running. So we have Weaviate, pretty easy to install, as you can tell. It's just a Helm chart with some values that I've changed that enabled the OpenAI integration that we're going to use for this. So next we will run the command. We can see that it is running and we have an IP address. And if you are doing this yourself, you want to copy that IP address into the value or into this env file. Now we're going to import that from there. So you do need a API key from OpenAI for this to work. And it costs a few cents every time you run this. So it's not free, but it's not expensive. So it's good for learning. So we're going to import those variables. Now they are in my environment. And we will here and hit that so that the formatting is correct. And we will now run the class object, which basically says, hey, we're going to create a question. We're going to vectorize it for a text to vect, which it's basically we're going to import a JSON file in the next step, but we're just setting up the schema, kind of, so to speak, and that will get that ready to go. And now we will run this. It'll import a JSON file that has 10 Jeopardy question and answers. So we're going to run that. See, all 10 questions have been imported in vectorized into the database. Very nice and simple. And we will now run this here. We can, I thought I changed that. Hold on, boss. Yes. Here we go. We want to use the IP address. So that way other people can use this someday. So we'll come down here and we will change that. Hopefully that's all good. Save my file. And we'll run this client. And we'll run the search. So we're going to search. Now you can see here, it's going to, get question, answer, and category. That's from the vector. And it's going to look for near text. So it's looking for a similarity or a nearness of the concepts of biology. So it's going to take that word biology and it's going to look, and we're going to see what it comes up with. And then we're going to take that and we're going to take those answers and take it to ChatGPT and say, hey, write a meme. Well, actually, let's say write a LinkedIn post, because I like making changes on the fly and run. Now it takes about 15 seconds, I think, and some of that is it's just going out and querying the API. And then we'll print out our answer here. Oh, 19. Maybe I made it think too much. No. Here we go. Did you know that in 1953, Watson and Crick built a model of molecular structure of DNA, the gene carrying substance? Right? So it's got, groundbreaking discovery, genetics. Let's see how far it goes. Scroll. So it writes a post for each one now that it groups them together because it does it in one call. So that's kind of neat. But you can see, oh, these are the actual vector answers that it got. You know, hey, I looked for biology, came up with DNA and science species. So category being science, it was able to relate science to the word biology. And it's done, right? So we've just run our first successful like AI integration while taking our own data set and then using it against OpenAI in order to generate what we need. Hopefully this has been helpful, and you can see how Portworx is key in order to support this database and have it up and running in a highly available and highly performant manner within your own Kubernetes cluster. Last thing I'm going to do is clean up, which is this. I love the cleanup, but we're going to delete it so I can run this again next time. Thank you very much.